Bible to learn about today. Okay, so our Eureka point is the Bible shows us the way to live. So every time I say that, you need to say Eureka. The Bible shows us the way to live. Eureka. Do you know what? The Bible shows us the way to live. Eureka. All the time. In happy times, in sad times, in hard times, the Bible shows us the way to live. Our Bible story shows us about one of Jesus' followers. His name was Paul, but Paul was a prisoner. He was not free to go where he wanted to go or do what he wanted to do. He was trapped on someone else's ship. But the other prisoners, some of them were mean. Boys and girls, can you show me your best mean face? Very good. But Paul wasn't like them. Paul did nothing wrong to be a prisoner. Some of the other prisoners were like Paul. I want you to decide, we're going to go on the ship with Paul, if you're a mean prisoner or if you're a prisoner that did nothing wrong. Okay, and every time you hear bad news, I want you to say, uh-oh. Okay, our Bible story takes place in Acts 27 and 28. Paul and his fellow prisoners were all loaded on a ship. It was the wrong time of year to set sail. Uh-oh! And Paul warned everyone about it. Uh-oh. He said, "Men, can't you see this voyage is going to be a disaster?" Soon the wind began to blow, and lightning became in the sky. Uh-oh! And waves crashed over. Uh-oh! Everyone was scared, and they gave up hope of ever being saved. Oh no! How do you feel being a prisoner now? Do you like it? I'm a little scared. Are you? Well, those prisoners were scared. Do you know what? They were so scared they couldn't even eat. Paul said, "Men, you should stand up." And guess what? You should listen to what he had to say. He said an angel came to him and told him that no life would be lost. They will crash into an island, but their life will be spared. The wind continued to blow. The waves continued to crash. They pushing the ship around at sea. Can you make the ship in your hands and push it around at sea? Wow. Do you get seasick? Oh, I'm getting sick to my stomach. After 2 weeks of being pushed around, Paul said to the other prisoners, "You better eat up so you have your strength." So they started eating up, and they thanked God for the food that was given to them. Paul said, "Be brave and be strong. Remember that God said not one hair on your head will be touched and be harmed." Now Paul said, you should rest so that you can have strength. Boys and girls, do you have more energy after you rest? I do. So the prisoners rest. But guess what? They hit the land, and the ship started sinking. Paul started yelling, "Swim!" So everyone started swimming, and swimming, and they swam over to the island. And guess what? Not one of the hairs of the prisoners on their heads were harmed, just as God had promised Paul. Many people trusted God from what Paul said. Paul had shown people to be courageous, and he told them the good news of God. And guess what? People started to love God. Paul's story is found in the Bible. I want you, boys and girls, to possibly look it up with your mom and dad in Acts 27 and 28. And guess what this teaches us? This teaches us that the Bible shows us the way to live. Eureka! Well, that was fun, boys and girls, wasn't it? It was. We had a lot of fun on the shipwreck. Boys and girls, how are you supposed to live? Do you know what, boys and girls? We're supposed to obey the Bible. And that means we gotta love God and love others. We talked about that a couple days ago. Okay, our memory verse is John 14:15. If you love me, you will obey what I command. John 14:15. This is Jesus talking. He's saying, if you love him, you will obey him. You do that with your parents, don't you? You love them, so you try to obey them. Do you know the Bible talks about that? It says that children, obey your parents. Okay, we're gonna learn John 14:15. If you love me, you'll obey what I command. Very good, boys and girls. I hope you had a great time at VBS, and I had so much fun with you. Remember, the Bible shows us the way to live. Eureka!